Hey, Paul. My son's going. He's awesome. What's this? Something else they're doing now or what? I don't know.
Good evening. My name is Tracy Mojer, and I'm a New Hartford resident and mother of 2 New Hartford students. I speak to you tonight on behalf of the group of parents, teachers, and students you see before you, and many more who cannot be here tonight. Our shared concern for the students of New Hartford have compelled us to action. Since the implementation of the Common Core standards, it is now routine for our children to come home with hours of homework that interferes with family time, extracurricular activities, and socialization. Where once homework served as a way to teach responsibility and allowed me the opportunity to be involved in my child's academics, it is now excessive, stressful, and does more harm than good. Why the increased homework load? It's simple. The number of minutes our children spend taking tests is at an all-time high. At the same time, the consequences for student scores on those tests carry an enormous amount of weight. This holds true not only at the New York State level, but here locally in our school district, where students in even our lowest grades are tested regularly. As the number of tests are increasing, the curriculum is narrowing. No longer are our elementary-age children exposed to meaningful instruction in science and history. Instead, they are rushed through a developmentally inappropriate ELA and math curriculum at a pace that is simply too quick. Despite the sincere efforts and dedication of the outstanding educators in New Hartford, there is no time or autonomy to truly differentiate instruction to meet all students' needs. For our children, we are concerned not only for their social, emotional, and academic well-being, but also for their privacy. Personally identifying student and family information about our children is being shared with the State Education Department without our consent and stored in the cloud by InBloom, where its security cannot be guaranteed. What will the New Hartford Central School District choose to allow InBloom to do with that data? Lack of parental input in the data collection process is also very disconcerting. In an era of budget cuts and tax caps, the financial burden imposed upon New Hartford taxpayers by New York State Education Department's unfunded reform agenda is significant. The purchase of new materials to meet Common Core standards is not only costly, but has taken away local control over what is taught, when it's taught, and how it's taught, by relying upon a pre-packaged scripted program. As you can see, the concerns I've outlined tonight are shared by many. Parents and teachers have united to form a task force, which will examine the impact of excessive testing and homework, recent curricular changes, and data collection of student information. Together, we will develop local solutions to better meet our children's needs. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening. Most of you know me. I'm Debbie Dowling, President of the New Hartford Teachers Association. I'm honored to represent such a tremendous group of educators. I'm speaking here tonight representing the few dozen or so teachers you see here, and also hundreds that couldn't be here tonight. All of the concerns that Tracy raised are very real, and they're harming innocent kids every day. I've been an educator for 38 years. I've seen a lot of initiatives come and go. None of them have ever hurt students to the extent that Common Core is. I've taught here in New Hartford for 24 years, and for all that time, New Hartford has been a prominent leader in preparing students for life after high school. The accolades, awards, and high rankings the district gets are impressive. The district's success has been rightfully and proudly touted by parents, teachers, and administrators. The NYSID reform agenda and the changes that our district has made to conform to that agenda have drawn New Hartford away from its long-held tradition of leadership. Our concerns about Common Core and the State Ed Department leadership are too grave for them to go unaddressed any longer. Together, parents and teachers have chosen to pick up the leadership role. Just today, The Executive Committee of the New Hartford Teachers Association unanimously adopted the following resolution. The NHT is calling for a moratorium on the NYSED's reform agenda, including high-stakes testing, an across-the-board halt to the implementation of Common Core, a ban on the inappropriate sharing of student and teacher information, a ban on the use of state test scores to evaluate teachers, and if Commissioner King, the Board of Regents, and elected officials are not willing to be responsive to the concerns of students, parents, teachers, and taxpayers, then we advocate for the resignations of Commissioner King, his advisory staff, and elected and appointed officials. As Tracy has said, has been formed between teachers and parents to try to find constructive, meaningful solutions to these problems. With that, I'm calling on the Board of Ed, the superintendent, any district administrator to join the parent-teacher task force in its most important work. Our first meeting will be held on Wednesday, the 29th of January at 7 p.m. in the Senior High Library. I want to thank the Board of Ed for your time. I thank all those who attended tonight to emphasize the importance of this important issue. We really look forward to working to this end with the district. It's my hope that once again New Hartford will take a leadership role in assisting in getting what's best for kids. And the last thing I want to say is I was impressed with Project Purple. They mentioned their inspiration. And I know that my inspiration and my members' inspiration is kids, your kids. We want what's best for them, and they are what inspire us to do this.
Are we leaving?
What is it?
Keep it very brief. I just want
Okay.
Coordinator of athletics in there, where you have seen director of physical education. You should see a strike in the uniform. And that's on page 2 of 13. And then I refer you to page 13 of 13. You will see a change on the bottom of C, A, and D, where coordinator of athletics was struck because he does not sit on those does not participate in the selection. lastly, I have for you an agenda for your Tri-County School Boards Institute. They're hosting a legislative forum and mayor BOCES on Thursday, January 23rd, where you can meet our legislators to discuss the governor's statement. Thank you.
Just something on this Da Vinci.
Yes.
The school newspaper had a little alert in the top right-hand corner, said open to the public 6 to 8.
That's
Totally
correct.
different than this.
That is correct.
So it's still 6 to 8 for the public. This is for whoever public, also or not public.
Well, obviously, we prefer the public comes in the evening, but you can come
You
at
can
any
come during the
time.
day. Just let my office know. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Item 6, board committee reports, budget and finance committee, 12, 11, 13. No duty?
Okay, Jan, I'm looking here. We talked about the forecast, on major factors affecting the budget. Mrs. Mann will report to us some of those manufacturers. They include preliminary review of state aid, salaries, BOCES services, special education budget, and a number of other things. We also reviewed the financial benefits associated with utilizing the competitive bid process and how much that has saved us over time, and cooperative shared services for utilities and fuels. We also were provided with a preliminary estimate on the property tax cap and the allowable, more appropriately called the allowable tax levy limit, for the simple majority vote approval for the 14-15 school year. She explained again that it's an 8-step formula that we use to calculate each individual tax levy limit. We still don't have some of the information from the state education department that we need to calculate that levy limit. So we're still, as those become available, they'll be. And our meeting was adjourned at 5:45.
Thank you. Next item is building, grounds, and transportation. Is that what?
That is awesome. Okay, so this is from the meeting on December 17th. We reviewed the Facility Advisories Committee Long-Range Plan Final Report. Mrs. Mandel reviewed the Board of Education charge, the committee goals, the meeting discussions, and findings that the Facilities Advisory Committee has made during the past year regarding the long-range plan for the district. BG&T was provided updates throughout the planning process during the months of January 2013, March 2013, June, and October of 2013, including review of the final draft report in June of 2013. Another BG&T committee meeting will be held in January, which was to review the recommended final report. The plan will be submitted to the board in the earliest possible date. Mr. Morgan and Ms. Clem also discussed the proposed fundraiser for the Education Foundation, and the meeting was adjourned at 1:25.
Thank you very much. Policy committee, 1915.
The policy committee met on January the 9th at noon. Mr. Gold was present. Dr. Levantino presented the interscholastic athletic regulations to the committee with the changes. The committee reviewed all the changes, and Mr. Gold, we're having the first reading of it. And we'll have three meetings.
Staffing and curriculum.
Yes, the staffing and curriculum meeting met yesterday at 4 o'clock, and if you bear with me, it was a very productive meeting, and everything is really very interesting and very important, so I'm just gonna go through it all to you. The first thing, we had some course changes, and Jennifer, if I need help, will step in. We're adding, Kim, you'll be pleased to know, a Project Lead the Way computer science class. And that will be a class that covers the College Board's new CES principles framework. It is not aimed to teach a single programming language, but aims instead to develop computational thinking, to generate excitement about the field of computing, and to introduce computational tools that foster creativity. So we are very excited about that. It will be a semester program, and the prerequisite is integrated algebra. The other class that we're adding is advanced photography. Basically, we offer an advanced drawing and
Advanced art.
advanced art class, and we're gonna divide that advanced art class into drawing and art. We're also going to be, some of the classes are gonna be changing their way they're being offered. Geometry, for the ninth graders, this year's ninth graders next year, it's going to be offered, all year, every day, all year, instead of semester like our normal math class. Every other day, all year, instead of semestered, so that these students can be, it'll align with the Common Core exam in June. Okay. And then we were going to AP US Government, instead of semestered, it's going to be offered every other day. And AP Economics, it's going to be every other day all year, changing from a half a credit to a full credit. And AP Chemistry, there's going to be a prerequisite, it's going to be living environment, and the students have to have an 85 or above on the geometry Regents exam.
On both exams.
On both exams. Okay. Did I leave anything out?
No, you're done.
Okay, so those were our changes in our classes for next
And
year.
physics, that would be the
Oh,
only
and
other one.
physics, what do we do with physics? Oh, physics, physics now is being offered, AP Physics is now Physics 1 and Physics 2, so we're gonna be offering AP Physics 1. Okay, we received the counseling department goals, and presented by Erica Bonchiller-Deep, and the college and career exploration has been expanded at each grade level. She told us that as of yesterday, 1,189 college applications were submitted, which averages 5 per student. Last year, the counselors handled a total of 932 applications. They reviewed enrollment changes, including transfers from out of state, and they also partnered with SUNY IT to offer a parent workshop on financial aid for college. First time this was offered, so that was a very good thing. We also heard from Donna Zippin, chair of the math department, and she reviewed our Regents exams results, which were excellent. We were offering financial algebra for the first time, second semester. AP statistics, which was offered for the first time last year, has doubled this year in terms of enrollment. We brought back pre-calculus into the curriculum this year with strong enrollment. And the math department is, of course, working to meet the challenges of Common Core. As we've been reporting, the current Algebra 1 students will take both the Common Core exam and the traditional Algebra Regents exam, and they will be choosing the higher 2 scores to be put on their transcripts. This will be the only year that the students will have a choice. Next year, it'll just be the Common Core exam. 7th and 8th grade teachers are working to review and adapt the state curriculum modules, and as you've been hearing, this is particularly challenging as the modules have only recently been published. They are working after school and receiving time during the day to accomplish this. And then because of the new geometry and Common Core, next year we will be offering 2 options for geometry, a Common Core option and a traditional option, depending if you're on that 9th grade track or 10th grade. Or 10th grade track, yeah. So we're going to have to work out that schedule for next year. The department also recommended after-school tutorial sessions in algebra this spring to build additional background knowledge for Common Core, and that was that. We received the extracurricular activity report at the junior high and at the high school, and I'll just very quickly, 45% of the student body in the high school participated in a club or activity. 53% in athletics, and 83% of the students participated in at least one extracurricular activity. So 83% of our high school students participated in at least one extracurricular activity. Badminton club is discontinued. New clubs, which I think we're going to vote on tonight, the Leadership Core Club we voted on before, Spartan to Spartan Club, and a French club. At the junior high, 51% of the student body participated in clubs or activities, 63% in athletics, and 92% of students in the junior high participated in at least one extracurricular activity. 92%. The Veterans History Club was discontinued due to lack of participation. And finally, we on the agenda was the New York State NYSUT resolution. We had talked about perhaps revising that resolution to meet sort of like the New Hartford, to apply to New Hartford, but we did not reach a consensus. And so we're going to review actually a recent report from the New York State Council of School Superintendents, and I'm going to pass these around. And just to paraphrase this report, the Region's Reform Agenda addresses many key priorities for improving learning opportunities for all school children, but some of the initiatives prescribed to advance that overarching goals are flawed, and some have been undermined by rushed and problematic implementation. Now school leaders are confronted with an unprecedented level of questioning and criticism of state policies governing instruction and assessment. So we're going to look at those recommendations, and we're going to see if perhaps we can craft our own resolution that will again address, what applied to New Hartford. And that was it. It adjourned at 6:08 p.m. Any questions? I know it was a big report, and I apologize if you do not have the minutes in your packet.
Yeah, Jennifer, what happened with the pandemic club?
The advisor ended up leaving our school district, and there was just not sufficient enrollment, so that's why. And there were some problems with getting equipment and getting the gym, so I think that contributed to maybe lack of participation by students.
I also want to say I attended a meeting yesterday, and Jennifer, you, Mrs. Zecca, Mrs. Deeb, and our two deans did an outstanding job in articulating what Lisa just went through. It was a very elaborate meeting, and we got into some curriculum changes. So thank you. Thank them for their time. They did a great job.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Item 7A, new business.
Can we undo the
It is recommended that the following regulations be presented to the first reading. 6100.2 is the teacher scholastic athletic regulation. Have a motion?
Comment? Yesterday when I talked to you about things I saw on this, page 12 of 13, concerning the cheerleaders, there's the committee been asked to look at excuses, legal excuses for the athletic department or the cheerleading. They're going to be meeting on Thursday. Policy committee is scheduled to meet again on February 23rd, prior to our February 4th board meeting, so they are looking into it. So we want to see if they can put it in sync. Exactly. Thank you. You're welcome.
Any other discussions? Please keep your regulations to come up again and we board meeting. Okay. Item 7, new business, recommendations to establish clubs. 1, French club.
It is recommended that a French club be established at the senior high school according to policy 6101, introduction of extracurricular activities in the school system.
Second.
Thank you. Discussion?
I just want to say that it came up at the curriculum committee yesterday that I guess one of the reasons that they're going through the French club is that the currently World Languages Club focuses more on Spanish. And we also found out that there is also a Latin club. So one of the things we talked about was perhaps renaming the World Languages Club to maybe the Spanish Club to name it later.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? 7-1 passes 6-0. Item 2, Spartans for Life, Project Purple Club.
It is recommended that Spartans for Life, the Project Purple Club, be established at the senior high school according to policy 6101, introduction of extracurricular activities in the school system.
Move.
Thank you, Pat. Discussion? I have to say a phenomenal job they did, and very proud, great effort there. Okay, all those
those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 2 passes 6-0. 7B, personnel resignation.
It is recommended that the resignation of Mark Santomassino from the position of cleaner be accepted effective December 27, 2013.
Move.
Thank you, Jim. Second.
Second.
Discussion?
Where was he cleaner?
Miles on it.
He's over at Richmond, doing a great job there as the maintenance supervisor. Fix my leak. Been asking for it for 10 months.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 6-1 passes 6-0. Retirement resignations, item 2.
It is recommended that the retirement resignation of Sarah Chetnick from the position of teacher A2 be accepted with deep regret effective June 30th, 2014.
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Lisa. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 2 passes 6-0. Item 2E.
It is recommended that the retirement resignation of Aurelia Rico from the position of Office Specialist 1 be accepted with regret effective June 30th, 2014.
Thank you, Beth and Judy. Discussion?
What's the regret and deep regret? What's the number of years?
Are we going to be able to replace her?
Yeah, I would like to
I know.
just forget formalities and put in there very deep regret. Rhea, are you listening to me? I would like to forget formalities, whatever they have about regret, and put in there deep regret, and would like to.
Thank you for your dedication to community. But you can always come back and visit us from the other side.
Aren't you going to miss us on Tuesday nights?
Oh, yeah.
Did you say she should visit us from the other side? She's just retired.
I am on the other side of the table. That's it, just the other side of the table. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Passes 6-0.
I know. Let's try it.
It is recommended that the retirement resignation of Victoria Angel from the position of elementary teacher be accepted with deep regret effective July 1, 2014.
Motion?
Second.
Thank you, Lisa. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Passes 6-0. Item 3A, leave of absence.
It is recommended that the request for an extension to an unpaid leave of absence be granted to Josette Lasher from January 31st, 2014 through June 30th, 2014.
Motion? Thank you, Beth.
Second.
Thank you, Lisa. Discussion?
What does she do?
She's a teacher aide in the special ed program.
So the-
Teacher assistant, I'm sorry.
So this, am I assuming it's unpaid now, it's a full year?
Full year.
So she had a job, I mean, that job, I don't know how it needs work.
She can come back after the year, yes.
To that same job or is being approved?
That same job.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 3A passes 6-0. 3B,
It is recommended that the request for an extension to an unpaid leave of absence be granted to Joey Ann Sherman from January 31st, 2014 through June 30th, 2014.
Move.
thank you, Jim. Second. Thanks, Paul. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 7B passes 6-0. Item 7-4, appointments. A, part-time technology application or education teacher. Oh, I'm sorry, time's up, I'm sorry. Apologize. Item B, permanent substitute elementary teacher.
It is recommended that Megan Alsheimer be reappointed to the position of permanent substitute elementary teacher, Service shall begin on January 31st, 2014, and end on June 30th, 2014, pursuant to the agreement with the collective bargaining unit. Ms. Alsheimer is certified initially in childhood education, grades 1 through 6, students with disabilities, birth through grade 2, early childhood education, birth through grade 2, and students with disabilities, grades 1 through 6.
Second.
Second. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? D passes 6-0. Item C, permanent substitute teacher assistant.
It is recommended that Caitlin Kerr be reappointed to the position of permanent substitute teacher assistant. Service shall begin on January 31st, 2014, and end on June 30th, 2014, pursuant to the agreement with the collective bargaining unit. Ms. Kerr is certified initially in students with disabilities, grades 1 through 6, and childhood education, grades 1 through 6.
Thank you, Lisa, second. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? D passes 6-0. 7D, substitute teacher list.
It is recommended that the following be appointed to the per diem substitute teacher list. Marion Krasinski, mathematics. Jean Morris, social work. Rachel Collier, childhood education, grades 1 through 6, early childhood education, birth through grade 2, and literacy, birth through grade 6. And Elizabeth Pasalakwa, childhood education, grades 1 through 6.
Second.
Thank you, Ed. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? D passes 6-0. Item E, faculty club advisors.
It is recommended that Mary Campbell be appointed to the position of faculty club advisor for the French club at the senior high school for the 2013-2014 school year.
Motion. Thank you, Lisa. Second.
Second.
Thank you, Ed. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? E passes 6-0. E2.
It is recommended that Tricia Zupan be appointed to the position of faculty club advisor for the Spartans for Life, the Project Purple Club at the senior high school for the 2013-2014 school year.
Thank you, Ed. Second. Thank you, Carl. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 2 passes 6-0. Item F, substitute bus driver.
It is recommended that Harold Martin be appointed to the position of substitute bus driver effective January 15, 2014, pending satisfactory clearance for employment by the State Education Department.
Motion. 17, Beth, Lisa. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? F passes 6-0. Item G, coaches.
It is recommended that the list of coaches for the spring 2014 sports season be approved as submitted.
Thank you, Jim. Second. Thank you, Paul. Discussion?
Yeah, I've got a question. Is Mr. Giordano certified?
Yes, he's a teacher.
Well, he's a teacher, but what's the requirement for teachers completing the philosophies in health science from day to hire?
Taking classes right now.
Yeah.
But so he hasn't completed them.
Well, the season has started, I have to go by the season.
I understand.
He's ready to go right now.
I understand, but he hasn't completed them, so is he certified currently?
The teacher has 2 years to do the philosophy course, I don't stop you thinking.
Or the date of hire was spring 2010?
Check that one. Hold on. I'll check it.
We're going to have a motion to pull it?
Him or pull the whole thing?
No, pull him.
No, just-
So how do you like that to read?
What?
How would you like that motion to present?
I don't know, I'm not making it.
Okay, can
You're not-
do we have a
No.
motion to pull Mr. Giordano? Which one? Under the cross? Under the boys lacrosse?
JV assistant lacrosse.
Move.
Okay, second.
Sorry, who moved it?
Jim moved it, second.
No?
Pull him from the list.
No?
I need a second motion
Why
just to
not?
pull him from the list.
We
and we'll
discussed
approve
it,
the
we
rest.
said it.
those in favor?
I got discussion.
Discussion.
I made the same motion to pull those that were not certified at the last meeting, and I was voted down no. If this board votes to pull this and not basket this coaches, then I will know that motion and that vote was specifically directed towards me. Because it's the exact same motion that I made at that last coaches meeting, and if we do it now, it will go against what you guys told me last time.
And Bob, didn't we change the system since that? Didn't we, isn't everybody on track? They've already been sent to SED, right? Didn't we vote on, we changed that last time? Is that right?
Obviously, it takes time to get through SED. We started the process for spring coaches a lot longer. The sports season for spring doesn't start for quite a while, so I'm not going to get these individually approved. What's been presented is received certification for all these folks. It looks like there's some questions regarding one of them, so we're going to follow up with you on this last, on this Giordano appointment.
So we've been presented again with another non-certified candidate, and Jim, you specifically told me that we don't do it. We do it all in buckets. That's the way we've done it. That's the reason why you voted against my motion last time. It's the same motion being on the table right now.
Were all the coaches that had it brought up last time all certified?
Yeah.
But we were against the law in doing what we did. And if we vote on Mr. Giordano, I believe it would be against the law again.
Well, the season hasn't started.
Well, I understand that,
Okay, so
but we
that's the
can't
first
vote
thing.
on non-certified teachers.
Well, and last time out, I think the vote came like a few days before the season actually started. So the motion, I guess I would say, if I had to withdraw the motion, is that this person, if we choose to leave him to vote, we haven't gone to vote yet, is that it be amended to read that this person must be certified before the season begins, or we come back to the table.
Would it be helpful to add to the whole list what is used when you appoint teachers, the pending satisfactory clearance for employment by the state education department clause? Would that be helpful?
Yes.
We cannot
Yes.
vote to certify Mr. Giordano without him being certified. It is against the law.
So if you vote it pending that certification,
No.
and he doesn't get the certification, then
No, we've been through that routine, and that is not allowed. We
Why
must
isn't it
vote,
allowed?
because we can't vote for anything on him, not pending anything.
Sure we can.
Okay? We can't.
We can and we have.
Understand that, we've been wrong in doing so.
My suggestion is to approve the coaches that are presented, that are certified, and let us get clarification on Giordano.
And can I add to that clarification? Can we determine if we can or cannot legally approve the coaches pending clearance?
You can, and if they don't have it, we wouldn't utilize them, but this board has told us that he wants to bring certified individuals to you. So there's a question regarding one of them, until I'm able to go back and clarify that, I'm suggesting we approve the ones that are certified.
When will this coursework be done?
I don't know, I have to follow up. You know, this
Do you know,
coursework.
He's done that, and he's in the process, October.
how long is it?
So we'll get appropriate documentation, so if there are any questions, in the meantime, approve the coaches that are.
The season doesn't start until when, April? Spring?
March 10th,
Okay, and we have another board meeting before that, right?
if two.
Right. So there's a motion on the floor that, again, first motion on the floor is that we remove John Giordano from the coaches list, to require further clarification. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? So 2, 2, I personally, my thought is to leave him on the list and approve him pending certification. So I'm gonna say vote no and come back and ask for another motion to approve the whole list with him pending certification. So that vote went down. Next motion is, I'd like to approve the whole 2014 coaches list with the caveat from Mr. Giordano that his appointment to this position is pending certification. And Bob will provide that to us as soon as possible. And, any discussion?
Well, I'm gonna agree with that. I don't think we should appoint someone pending.
You cannot. And again, discussion is that once again, we are presented with a question mark regarding certification, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Now, Tim, you get the motion, make the motion,
Yep.
we accept the motion.
Okay, so all those in favor to approve the 2014 coaches list with a caveat of Mr. Giordano pending his certification and follow-up by the administration. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Yes.
You're a yes? So Paul and I are your yeses. All those opposed?
Opposed.
Ed?
Opposed.
And Jim. Okay, abstaining. So the coaches list has not been approved. New business, 7B.
The recommendations from the Committee on Preschool Education's meeting of December 20th are presented for approval.
Motion. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 7B passes 6-0. 7C, Committee on Special Education.
The recommendations from the Committee on Special Education's meeting of December 17th are presented for approval.
Motion? Moved. Thank you, Lisa. Second? Second. Thank you, Beth. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 6 passes 6-0. 504 Committee D.
The recommendation from the 504 Committee's meeting of December 17th is presented for approval.
Second? Oh, thank you. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? D passes 6-0. Other business?
I have something I'd like to say.
Sure.
Mr. Phil, when did you first know about Giordano possibly not being?
This afternoon.
Did you call Bob or Kim to say, hey, might have a problem pulling off the list?
No. Because the way I was treated by you and the rest of this board regarding my last questions on coaches, it is not, it doesn't behoove me at all to take that kind of abuse and to give anybody a heads up.
And I think
So,
you're definitely wrong in stymieing the actions of the Board of
No, I'm
Education
not.
to do their job.
No, I'm not. The Board of
You could've
Education
had
to do
his
their
two-
job.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You could have pulled his name, you could have voted on all the other coaches, and then voted on Mr. Giordano.
No, we
It would
couldn't.
never been better.
No, we couldn't.
Instead of acting the way you're acting.
No, we couldn't have.
That's all
I
I wanted
proposed
to
the
say.
same thing the last time.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to say.
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong in the way you're treating the board.
No.
You're delaying the actions.
Thank you, John.
I'm delaying the actions. When it's the AD and the superintendent presenting the stuff that's not legal, and I'm delaying the actions of the board.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm delaying the actions of the board.
Second? Thank you, Jim.
Mr. Before you adjourn, there was the Hawkeye teacher.
No. All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Passes 6-0. I have something for everybody. You see me after.